Bani Adam. And the bottom line is, the heart has two aspects to it in the way it acts. Inkar and iqbal. It can either reject things or it can embrace things. And we read in the various supplications of Imam Zain al-Abidin and in the Quran itself, we'll get to that, where the Imam says, Allahumma wa ashrib qulubuna inkar amaleh. That when it comes to shaitan, he's saying, oh Allah, let our heart be consumed with the rejection of shaitan. Let our hearts be consumed with what? With the inkar of the amal of shaitan. The hearts have to be consumed with something. Bottom line. Either we are consumed with Allah or we are consumed with nothingness, which we think is something. The heart has to be consumed with something. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in the Quran? وَاشْرِبُوا فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ أُشْرِبُوا فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ الْعِجْلَ بِكُفْرِهِمْ. In speaking to Bani Israel, why did they worship the cow? After all the guidance, coming out of Egypt and everything that Allah had given them, delivering them from oppression, bringing them Nabi Musa. Yet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that their hearts drank, consumed this cow, this golden calf. They were obsessed with it. It consumed their hearts. It owned their hearts. And it didn't matter what Musa was to tell them at that point, their hearts were consumed by their fascination with this golden calf. And that golden calf today is modernism and liberalism. It is what it is. That is the golden calf of today. That is the ijl of today. Is this idea that we submit to no one. This idea of a false promise that human beings can find success within themselves. This is the golden calf of modernity. It is what it is. And many people have already consumed it. And I'm using the word consume because the Quran uses the word consume. Why doesn't Allah say, and they ate the cow with their hearts? Why does Allah say they drank it? Because the water, when it enters into you, it goes through your system much faster than food. It soaks into everything, absorbs everything immediately. And that's the nature of the qalb of insan. If they consume kufr and the kalam of kufr and the images of kufr and the songs of kufr, then their hearts will be kufr. Even though they may say la ilaha illallah. That is a reality. That is. وَلَا تَبْدِيلَ. And there is no change in tabdeel in the creation of Allah. That is the way it is. We are what we love and we are what we consume. That is what Allah is telling Bani Israel. Do they have a different heart than us? Did Allah somehow create us differently than them? No. We all belong to Bani Adam. And the false promise today is a world that tries to tell us that we can find success outside of submission to the one who has given us existence, to the one who has given us the opportunity to find success. And after all, the brain operates the same way. As John Medina says in Brain Rules, our brains are so sensitive to the external environment that all the inputs, that the external inputs affect the physical wiring of the brain. For example, someone who watches indecent videos, their brain is wired at a certain point differently than those who don't. That is a fact. Go read the studies in the journals of psychology. because of the release of dopamine and for many other reasons. We are what we look at, we are what we consume, we are what we love and what we fascinate about. That's what Allah is saying. If they fascinate about ulama and maraja and our great scholars and their struggle in the way of Allah and their struggle to submit to Allah and their struggle to love the Imam of the time, then their hearts will be consumed by that. And their hearts will incline to that. They will have a meal and an inclination and an iqbal of that. And an inkar of everything that is opposed to that. Or everything that stands in complete contradistinction to that. But if their hearts are exposed to garbage and filth, then all they will be is garbage and filth. Whether they say La ilaha illallah or not, it makes no difference. Garbage in, garbage out. That's the way the heart works. It's what exactly Allah is telling us. What we see is what we are. What we hear is what we are. What we love is what we are. And that is the haqa'iq and the realities of the creation that Allah has created. Of the cosmology that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created. Of this existence and this wujud. That is the way it works.